Hello, welcome to Classic Softpots. This is the second part of the course that I teach. The first part is the simple softpots, and the second part here is classic softpots. Now, classic softpots are reusable. You can use them in lots of different ways, and I'm going to show you. Right. Here we are. Now, because I'm on a dark background, I've decided to try it with blonde stockings, because hopefully then you'll be able to see better. Now, I've sort of jumped the gun a little bit, and I've got gravel, I've got my compost mix, and I've just got a regular old ivy on in there. And this is the difference. Normally, I'd cut a slice off the end of this stocking, and I'd tie and make a knot, and it would be really quite tight. And the purpose of that is to create a simple softpot that doesn't spill. Now, when it comes to making classic softpots with stretchy necks, what you actually need is a tube of stocking. And a tube, it can be as long as you like. Short, long, whatever it is, it's a tube. Now, if you want it to open up really wide, then use the top of the stocking legs. Those will stretch further and wider. If you've got a smaller one, like this, you can use like the bottom end of the stocking, and it'll give you, it'll still give you some nice stretch, but not too much, hopefully. So, right, all you do is pop this over the top of that. Now, you might well say, well, that's simpler than a simple softpot. Yes, it is, but it comes with complications, and it's as well to make the simple softpot and then move on to this one. You'll see why in a minute. Right, what have I got here? I've just stripped another pot, so I'll just borrow some of this stuff. All I'm going to do is wrap it round just like normal. And again, you're going to use that collar that we've just made just to hold the stocking and the material in place. Now, you do want, when you're actually making a soft pot, you do want to make sure that you do have enough material. Because a lot of stuff gets sucked up into this collar. It can get sucked up into the collar. So you want actually more stuff on the body, really, than you can get away with less on a simple soft pot. So I'm just tucking this material here, and what it is, I just want to make sure that it's all visible, because it will be visible. And yes, whatever that is, I don't know, I'd bung a bit of that in too. And the other thing you can do, is you can actually just thread it through and just loop it like that. That's quite good as well. Right, okay, bit of colour grass. Now this is all mixed up with bits of wool as well, but that's okay. I've just undone this one, so I'm just going to bung it on here instead. There you are, save a bit of time. And again, anything that I've got with the colour grass, I tuck some of it underneath. I do try to make sure that I've got a bit of everything tucked in under that collar. There we are. Right. And, oh look, there's a few sequins. Let's chuck a bunch of those on. There we are. Now, this is where it's all the same but different. Like life, isn't it? Here we go. Going to get my hands in. I often find that when I walk my hands down, I get to that stage and I just lift them up a bit and give them a slight bounce. Going to walk it down. Going to stretch my fingers, thumbs on the back. Those two, grab. Bring it down, bring it round, and avoid the temptation to shove everything underneath. Right, from here, it's still just about the same. What you're going to do is you're going to take your hand down over your arm, keep pulling, and you see that's turned into a much wider neck. If you can see that already. And I'm just going to get my hand and shove all of this back up. There we are. Now, at this point, if you wanted to make this into a hanger, you decide which is the front, which is the back. Let's have a look. There we are, that can be our front. What I'm going to do, oh, before I actually get that far, you need to do this. Get your 2 fingers, put them on either side of the pot. I mean, this is a nice pot, just on its own, just like that. You could leave it like that. But if you put your fingers in there and then stretch it, and you'll hear a ripping sound, but it's only the material, don't worry. Hear it? And then just give it a jiggle, and you'll find that it'll start dropping down inside that leg of stocking, and you can help it along by just lifting the sides up a little bit there. See? And then just to see where you are with it, put your hands in there and just have a look. Now this is where everything starts creeping up, so you can just keep teasing back down around the sides, anything that's got caught up in that collar. Now that's a nice wide neck. If at this stage I decide I want to make it into a wall hanger, what I would do is, as I said, pick a side that you think is going to be in front, and then what you can do is, got your thumb in the back there, you can just pull this back stocking up. You can just tease it up, and then if you flatten that so it's flat at the back, you've got a really nice, pretty looking front on it. And again, keep teasing that down. And what you get, I don't know if you can see this, you see that neck there? That just hangs nice and easy on any little hook or nail. It's just a pretty little back on it. See? And I tie a knot as close to the back as I could get it, and that would be my little wall hanger. Pretty, 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 and if anything, you know, the plant's over, you can just yank something out and put something else in. There we go. And that is a very, very handy little wall hanger to know. Right, but we're not going to make a wall hanger. We're going to continue. Right, so back to before, just going to give it a jiggle down. Bring this edge up, nice and high. Now, you could leave it like that. That is very nice, just on its own. But what I tend to do, I tend to take a tie, put it round the outside of the pot, and I tie it in quite tight, because I am going to want to do the twizzle. This is still twizzle size. And also, once you've got a tie here, you can use it as a lever to actually lever out this collar, and you can stretch it out quite a long way. And this is where, as I said, you have to beware, because things can get sucked up from the side into that collar, and you finish up with a sort of naked soft pot at the bottom. So you have to be a bit careful. You get your hand in there, you can move things around, you can pull things back down again. That's all you need to do. It's fine. Right, now, that is a nice little soft pot. And when you've got a tie there, you can actually make little nicks, and they'll turn into holes, little holes. But you can only do it when it's under tension. And all the materials that might be underneath, they come through, and it gives this lovely little polka dot effect. But if I released that and then pulled it, then they would turn into ladders, which is another thing again. At the moment, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, actually, I'm going to release that and create a nice little open neck pot. Ooh, hang on a moment, I didn't do the twizzle. Let me put this back. Excuse me, it's been a long day. Right, that's back around. These necklines, you know, you can always, once you make a tie, you can always tie something over it at the end, you know, a bit of ribbon, bit of wool. You can make it really pretty, but it's worth using and staying with the ties when you're actually making the soft pots. Right, now, let me just have a look here. It's worth getting in there and just pulling down, just before you do the twizzle, it's worth just pulling down anything that you think could be improved. Just yank it down from beneath, out of that collar area. Right, and the rest is fine. So I'm happy with that. Right, going to do the twizzle. Going to turn it upside down, close to its bum. Don't let it get too dizzy. Keep that out of the way because it'll try and get involved. And twizzle, twizzle, twizzle. And this is the magic bit really. It's when everything becomes one. The plant, your creativity, and the earth. Right. Going to tie a knot close to its bum. Soft pots are all about tension, you know. When they're finished, they shouldn't feel soft or floppy. They should feel like a body, a nice, firm body. And they shouldn't have any wrinkly bits, nothing around the neck like that. No, no. Smooth, smooth necklines. So, there we are. That's one little soft pot, and at the moment, it's got this pretty little collar. It's even got a few hearts trapped in there. Can you see? Now, that's a much wider collar than normal. That will stretch open if you wanted to. On smaller plants, on much, much bigger soft pots, I still use the classic neckline. I create it one way or another. And it's well worth knowing because it's so versatile and it makes the pot really versatile. Now, I've got that so far. One of the interesting things, you know, is that when you actually make a soft pot, once you've got sort of two layers, the stockings themselves have a memory. And I've just tied it there, not for very long, just a few minutes. But now, if I cut that, you'll see that that curve is in there now. You see? And it's lovely. It's lovely. It's almost a classic pot shape. And you know, you don't, when it comes to shapes, I mean, there's so many different shapes, square, you can make any shape you want. Beware of just making the same old shape all the time, because it's a shame you could do so many different things. But certainly, the classic soft pot is a beautiful pot to make. Practice, practice, practice. Keep pushing the boundaries. And the next lesson will be all about, you know, how do you get the bigger pots? Because you will get to a stage where you'll find that you can only get so big, and then you've got to do something else. And so join me in that. I mean, there's actually a 2 or 3 different versions of how you get bigger pots. But yes, lesson 3 is all about how you get a medium-sized soft pot. Yeah, no, a bigger medium-sized soft pot. So, join me then. Joinees, soft pots, home. Bye for now.